go far, go fast, go natural. And that's kind of how we're building out the line, and just and how we're approaching it from a design and from a, I guess, fit and performance standpoint.
So now, where did all of the wild color schemes come from? I gotta know. I gotta know.
Well, some, like in this case, you know, when we're talking about this one, the patterning and the colors, a lot of them were derived straight from the frog that we were inspired by. So that's a lot where this came from. You know,
why a frog?
Well, you know, it's interesting. Obviously, a lot of times in design, we'll look towards nature for inspiration. And at this point, we were looking at the frog because it has a lot of properties. If you look at the bottom, you can actually see some of this inspiration, and some of these shapes are actually coming straight from the frog itself. And then from a color standpoint, the tree frogs are just crazy.
They're
color.
awesome.
They're
I know.
awesome. So,
and they stand out, which is what you want. You want something to stand out because
exactly. So that's where this came from. As far as the other stuff goes, you know, we're pretty we're a young brand, so we're pretty playful with color. And so you'll see we'll subdue it sometimes, but other times, you know, we're going to go really loud. And then other times, you know, like if you see here,
that's breast cancer, right?
We're going to tie it. We're going to tie it back. So that informs some of the colors that you're seeing here with the pinks.
Okay.
So these are kind of special editions, but sometimes it's a special edition that drives the color, and then sometimes, like I pick up this one. This is when we were talking about trail a second ago. This one's DWR coated, completely water resistant. New upper called this the Spine Rebel, and in this case, you know, we're trying to bring some of that trail outdoor attitude into it. So, you know, that's where these kind of fun colors come from. They go back to that kind of outdoor, you know, snowboarding type of attitude.
I was going to say, you guys really, you cover pretty much everything. I mean, water resistance is something that, you know, normally, like, if I wanted a water resistant shoe, I'm not going to go to, you know, Sports Authority or something. I'm going to go to Eastern Mountain Sports or REI. But what water resistance is not waterproof, so, like, what can people expect when they
can expect
can't go jumping in a lake or anything?
Yeah, it's not going to keep the water out, but it is when it's raining, it's going to beat off.
Which is huge, because there's a lot of people, I don't do it, but there are people who go running in the rain.
There you go.
Okay.
Like it was raining this morning. There were people raining this morning.
In those shoes if he goes running.
So, and that, again, like that's another technology that started in our apparel side, and we leveraged it and we brought it into our footwear side, and we're kind of blending the two. And I think that's what's unique about Under Armour. We're able to take our learnings in apparel and really affect our footwear, which is not happening everywhere.
Now, usually when it comes to the type of footwear that is more, you know, catered to training, terrain training and stuff like that, or even if you're running races on terrain, that it usually has mostly weight. But I noticed that the X-Spine brand, very, very light. How do you fuse the technology, or what's the best point of the technology that you guys are using in order to say, we want to keep this light, and not without compromising the strength of the shoe?
Yeah, I mean, that's honestly where the whole design of something like the Spine came from, is how do we combine two materials in order to keep that structure but still keep it really, really light, because the competition to this type of product in this category is much heavier, but nobody really wants a heavy shoe.
Right. It looks like an even spine.
You know, we kind of
like straight down with the vertebrae and everything.
There you go. Yeah, and I mean, that's really, if you walk into a running wall, you know, really that's the thing. There's really lightweight, and then there's structure over here. Right. And we kind of stepped back and we said, well, why do they have to be separate? Why can't you do a shoe that's both? And if you can do a shoe that's both, you'll kind of hit the sweet spot in the middle. And that's what we attempted to do with Spine. And it's working really well for us. We're really happy with kind of where it's going, and it's having a really good response right now. So,
can any of your shoes have that versatility that be considered as racing shoes? In other words, you train with them, obviously, but can you also see yourself with this type of wear? Because even in most cases when people want to race, they want to race with even something lighter.
Yeah.
But can this actually be on a competitive level, be able to be raced with?
Yeah, this is more of a, could it? Yes, but you don't want to be more specific. So we have everyday training shoes like this. Everyday, when I say training, I also mean running.
Okay.
And so, like, take something like the Charge 2. You know, this is an everyday runner. We have a racing version of this that's half the thickness, and it weighs about 4.5 ounces.
Okay.
So we have racing specific shoes as well. Again, that's a niche, but it's we offer that as well. So
awesome.
Cool.
Well, there you have it, guys. I mean, Under Armour has basically everything covered from terrain, water resistance, basically
the fit, which is extremely important when you get into the more advanced stages of stuff. And color-wise,
exotic frogs. Exotic frogs.
I'd say they have every color of the rainbow to every single species in the rainforest within this room. And I gotta say, despite the view behind us, our main focus, I think, has been on the apparel, the footwear, everything. It's not a sneak peek, it's a sneak pow, because it's just bam in your face, and you're looking forward to a lot of great things from Under Armour this year.
All right.